Hello, everybody, and good evening.
I
Had
had that in there. That kind of
he?
sums up tonight perfectly.
Yeah, he kept the toilet flush in there. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to a special Monday night edition of Off the Wall Nerds podcast. Now, we apologize for going on so late. Justin, at first, Justin was having technical issues. Then Melon, the studio app we use to go live for you guys, was giving us crap. So here we are, finally live. Oh man, we were gonna go live on Saturday. I was indisposed. I was hanging out with my friends. Justin was not feeling too well yesterday, so we took the day. And today we're like, okay, we're great. And yeah, all this started happening.
Everything else went to shit. Yeah, that's pretty much the way today describes today perfectly. It does. It describes it perfectly. So how has it been? How's it been going?
So other than that, we're here, we're live, and we're gonna discuss. So we have our three hitters today. So we're gonna talk about Orville and the season finale for Star Trek: Strange New World season one and The Boys season three, both explosive finales, and we'll be definitely discussing those. Let's see. Hold on, we have a. Oh, what's in here? What's in here? Oh, that's something else. Um,
Yeah, I
so
think we stick to the big three tonight since we're going on so late. Or at
so
least stuff we cram into next week.
yeah, we have not too many shows to review this next week coming up, so we'll have a lot of topics to discuss. But what we're looking at here, so we're going to talk about Orville. Orville had its one of its better episodes. They're not pulling punches. The episode Twice in a Lifetime. The episode opens up with Gordon belting out showing off his singing ability, singing the song he did a duet with Laura, if you remember, in season two. So this is kind of a how do I put this, a callback. So we get that as a hint of what might happen. So this was a Gordon centric episode. Heart wrenching, gut punch. Uh, I teared up. It was really rough. I've got to give credit to Scott Grimes, delivering a knockout performance. So, in short, what happens is they have the Aronov device, which, if you remember from seasons one and two, they fix it. It's a time machine device. And the Kalon attacks, so Mercer orders it destroyed. Gordon goes to destroy it, but as he's about to, he gets caught in a time bubble and shot into the past to 2015. So of course he sends a message, 400 that would be reached 400 years later, and the Orville has his coordinates, but they get messed up and they go, what was it, Justin? 10 years. It was like 10,
10, 20 years,
10,
something
20
like
years
that.
after he first arrived. So they're very, very late. He gave up hope. So Mercer and Grayson find him. He's, of course, a pilot. But they find him. Hey, Debo, how's it going? And he
Better
has
late than never.
a right. He has a family, and for the diehard Orville fans, he found his woman. If you remember from the episode Lasting Impressions, the woman from the telephone that he made into a hollow simulation, Laura, he found her, he married her, and they have a family. Justin, when you saw that, what did you think?
Oh, that was so predictable. I mean, come on, seriously, it was so predictable.
Predictable, sure, but damn, like, um, and the second story we have in this episode was that Charlie and Isaac have to find some Dysonium, and because Isaac needs help, and Charlie is specialized in what I believe was some sort of temporal quantum mechanics that she can help make sure that the timeline is not affected by what they do, she is forced to work with Isaac. And he does something that gets you choked up a little bit. He thanks her for saving his life. And of course, Charlie still holds her grudge. And I'm sitting here like, okay, girl, you gotta let this go. Isaac is not responsible for what happened. Um,
Actually, he kind of was.
okay, okay. So this is on the Orville page. Everybody's like, oh, Isaac killed people. Isaac didn't kill anyone. Isaac was, I want to say, ignorant, but he, like they kept saying, he was made after the builders. So Isaac doesn't
Yeah.
know what exactly is going on. So I don't know. I'm Team Isaac on this one. Charlie's really, really, really harping that she's like, I hate you. You. She's like, you killed the woman I loved, and I never got to tell her. It's like he didn't kill anybody, and there was a point made. Um, and I'll let Justin go here in a sec. That he once he realized what the Kaylin were going to do, Isaac turned. He stopped them. He tried to stop them at every point. Justin, that's you. Your cue.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't know. It's not completely his fault. He didn't maybe kill anybody, but I mean, he was the lure to start the thing off.
Right, and yes, of course he was shut down. Now, technically, that didn't force them because in reality, they probably weren't expecting them to go to Kalon. If anything, they were probably going to end up having a ship come and pick him up. But humans being humans and the way they're tested, Isaac, like, no, we're going to Kalon. Um,
Right.
so, but again, Isaac is trying to tell Charlie in his way that he's sorry. He thanked her for saving his life, and he's like, "We can get this done." And Claire's like, "I need your help." So I mean, Charlie's anger is justified, but she's angry at the wrong person. She's angry at the wrong thing. Um, but they get that I don't want to say reconciled, but they get the Dysonium. They get back to the ship. So Mercer and company try telling Gordon, they're like, "Look, he can go to prison. He could be locked up for what he's done. 10 years. Now, 10 years is a long time. Um,
Right.
but that he could be locked up for what he did, having a family, interacting with so much as a squirrel violates their version of a temporal prime directive. Um, so they bring the big guns because like you have to come with us. He's like, no, I'm staying, and he actually ends up telling Laura what everything is going on, like how he fell in love with her, where he was, who he is, and she still stays with him. Um, Justin, what did you think of that? Like when he what did you like? How did you think she took it?
Actually, she took it better than I thought she would have. But I mean, then again, whenever, yeah, it's not surprising that she took it well. I would have thought that he would have just been like, okay, come on, let's go, and they all would have went back regardless of the consequences. But I mean, yeah, who knows? Uh, yeah, I hate time travel episodes because of shit like this. I really do, because what happened, bullcrap, and it makes Mercer a dick.
Um, yeah, okay. So yes, it makes Mercer dick because Mercer's very, very hardcore your duty. So is Grayson, and even Tala is not, shirking on this. So here's where the real dick move begins. So they show back up to Gordon's house at night, right as they're watching TV, and Mercer and Grayson have Tala. And it's like he's basically like, you're gonna drag me away, and she's like, if I have to, because we all know Tala is super strong. And
Right.
I'm like, damn, they're really gonna drag him away kicking and screaming. um so then here is the where the heart-wrenching part starts. Gordon pulls the phaser pistol on them, and he's willing to kill or die to protect his family, which I get. um I have no qualms with that. So when he does this, Mercer pulls the dick move. He's like, okay, Gordon, you can stay here. We're going to rescue you from 2015. And that was when you could hear a pin drop. Justin, how did you feel when Mercer dropped that on him?
I mean, like, that was a dick move by Mercer. Yeah, but at least they came clean. Gordon seemed to be fine about it at the end, but surprised me a lot because if I found out someone done that to me, I would be rather pissed the fuck off. um, but yeah, it was a surprising move. I'm surprised the fans didn't go all ape shit over it.
So, okay, I do think Gordon took it a little bit too well at the end, but when Mercer's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go rescue you from 2015," and they get there within the month, they miss it by a little bit, but they get him there within the month. So Gordon is still hiding away. He knows that he can't talk to anybody, and it's like okay, they get him. I would have been perfectly okay had they never told him what happened.
Yeah, they probably really shouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly. So they of course do that. They of course do something very smart. Now this is okay. So this is this is our science segment, physics with Greg. Okay, so when they get to Dysonium, Lamar has a brilliant idea, which is very much based in fact. So this goes from science fiction to science fact. When they
And been done in Stargate and a couple of other sci-fi shows in the past.
So what they do is they take the Orville, they find a star that's about 200 light years away because they need to get 400 years into the future. Now, stay with me, guys. So they're in 2015. They need to get back to the 25th century. So Lamar comes up with the idea that they basically what happens is they go to the speed of light, and what happens is they go to the speed of light. Everything around them accelerates in time. They stay in one
A
point.
few moments later.
And here they are. They're back in the 25th century. There we go. No, what they do that's smart is that when they engage their drive, they go towards the star, and 200 years pass because it's 200 light years away at the speed of light. They turn around, they come back towards Earth at the same speed, and for those of you who took chemistry, astronomy, and all that, you see the red and blue shifting, the Doppler effect. And they handle that very well. So they, of course, use that. They get back, and they're back in their time. They're back at Earth with Gordon, and yeah, it was from a scientific standpoint, from being in physics, that was great. From being a sci-fi fan, I loved it. Justin, what did you think of that sequence?
I thought it was freaking awesome. But yeah, perfectly well done. And I mean, really kind of throws a possibility that he might pull something similar in the future.
There is so as we close up this episode, the last thing we're going to bring up is that um they do tell Gordon. So Gordon, Kelly, and Mercer are all in well, this seems to be Mercer's quarters. I'm assuming they're back at Earth in the 25th century, and they tell Gordon what happened. That they left him there in 2025, 2026, whatever, and they went back and got him from when he first dropped off. At this point, when we see
Well,
them leave him in 2025, Gordon is absolutely like beside himself because he's holding Laura, he's holding his son, his unborn child, and it just zooms in on a family picture, and then it goes black, and here we are. So it makes us wonder. Now this is gonna bake some noodles. Did what they do erase Gordon's family, or did what they do in a way preserve that? Because what could there are a couple things could have happened is that if there is one linear timeline, then yes, that's all erased. However, if there's multiple timelines, and we're talking like how Marvel has handled it with the Infinity Saga, and right now they just created a new timeline, and Gordon has his family, and they're now they're in the Prime timeline, not the Gordon timeline, if you will.
oh, God.
Yeah, Justin's head's hurting right now.
Yeah, well, more ways than one, but yes.
So, but they tell Gordon. So at the end of the episode, they tell Gordon what happened, and he's at peace with it. That's what shocked me. That they tell Gordon, not only did we take away your family, Gordon, we took away your perfect woman. He lived the fairy tale. He got his perfect woman, and he lost her. I don't know. Personally, I would have lost my shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been a fan of that at all.
Exactly. You find out that you had this happy life. You have the woman of your dreams. You have a family. You have a basically. You don't lose the job of your dreams. He's still a pilot. You know, he's just not piloting starships. He's flying planes. But he took it extremely well, which I was like, okay. But yeah. So that's or Justin. Any other thoughts you want to add on about this episode? Because like I said, this is a heart punch right here.
Yeah, Dark Knight is really nice of seeing keeping it original-ish. You know, they did borrow from a couple of the other sci-fi franchises
Yep.
for this one, but I mean they did it in a good, not in a flat-out blatant way like they usually do. But in the last few episodes, they've been going unique, so I can't wait to see what they got in store for this week.
All
Yeah,
right. Yeah, same here. Definitely, I'm looking forward to it. So and two
it's
more
the only Star Space show we got for a while, apparently.
Two more fun bits before we move on to Star Trek. Um, Gordon sent a sandwich 3 months into the future. If you watch the episode, he makes an egg salad sandwich. He sends it with the Aeronaut device 3 months into the future. So here's what I want to see at the season finale. I want to see it just pan into Isaac's lab, and the sandwich appears in the middle of his desk. Or somebody pointed out that we'll see it like pop out at some point. But now the question is in the Orville, what has happened to the egg salad sandwich?
I
And the second bit, which
wouldn't
we've oh go
be
ahead, Justin.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised they incorporate that into the game at some point. That
Right?
because I mean they incorporate the clown, they incorporate everything else. So like
You
I
got to get
mean
the
that would
sandwich.
yeah they got to.
And one more bit. Fucking hell! After teasing it hard, what 2 weeks ago, Lamar and Tala get it. The massage sequence was hilarious. She was helping get a knot out of his arm, and then he's like, "Yeah, I feel good." And then everybody who's you don't have to watch Orville, you just have to know what's going to happen next, and they hook up.
Yep.
So we're going to probably get one of our favorite couplings in Orville, which will be Tala and Lamar. But we probably won't know any more about that until next week, or they'll tease us again and it'll be in the next episode. Um, that's it for our Orville discussion. Justin, are you ready to discuss? Oops, here we go. Are you ready to discuss the bombshell finale of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds?
Yeah, it was a bombshell, all right. Woo, woo. So basically, we're looking at a remake
Mm-hmm.
of Turnabout Intruder.
Balance of Terror.
Balance Terror. Yeah, Turnabout. Wait a minute. What Turnabout Intruder was that? Okay, yeah, Balance Terror, and they actually did the Romulans right in this.
they did the
Holy
Romulans.
shit!
They did the Romulans right, and I want to say they got them so close to TOS TNG versus the redesign they've been doing with Disco.
Mm-hmm.
But
Only thing
so
I'm kind of mad about is they didn't get Spock Spotter to play the Romulan
mm,
commander.
okay, so yeah, about that, there are a lot of fans kind of wondering about that because Mark Leonard, the original Vulcan and original Romulan, he was in the TOS series back in the '60s. He played one of the first. He played like what the second Vulcan we see Spock. He played
Yep.
Spock's father. In the original series, he plays the first ever Romulan we see in the episode Balance of Terror. And so we were kind of hoping that when we first see the Romulans, that are they going to use the same actor, the actor who plays Spock's dad and Burnham's adopted father, or is he going to play the Romulan? He did not. Now, not dissing the actor who played the Romulan because fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
Gave a line that for me it helped me a little bit when he says, "In another time we could have been friends." It's like, woohoo, that
I was
line's
like, line. Yeah.
exactly. So what the episode starts with is um, Future Pike, 7 years in the future, Pike uses. Huh, we've seen it
That
before.
fucking Monster Maroon. Oh my fucking god, they redid it and it
Yes.
actually looks good. It looks like it's not
Mm-hmm.
like a big old heap of wool sweating you to death. That's oh, I used to have a Monster Maroon. Those they are the worst. They may look good, but they are the worst uniform to wear.
Oh man, that was great.
Sweat like a pig.
And this Pike again is well, I don't know what. Okay, so the Pike that visits him, I don't know. He just sends him 7 years in the future. We don't know how old this particular Pike is though, because if it's Monster Maroon, it's like 20 years in the future.
Yeah.
Um, but Pike, I'm gonna say Elder Pike brings the time crystals from Borath. If you're Trekkie, you know this is gonna make your head crawl. But he brings the time crystals from Borath, and of course tells Pike, if you finish this letter, this is what's going to happen. And he basically does the whole time travel thing like Orville did, sends him into the future, and we come to find out it's Balance of Terror basically, but instead of Kirk in Captain of the Enterprise, it's still Pike. Now there's still the wedding that he officiates, um, and then of course the red alert happens, and they're now chasing a Romulan bird of prey. And who do we get, Justin? Who's Captain of the Farragut?
Kirk. the new curry, which I've got to say I like better than pine.
Ow! How dare you, sir?
For TV, yes. For TV, yes.
Okay,
Just
okay.
come out, yeah, for TV, yes. Because I was worried, they might try to make him a lot like Pine. No, this is kind of like a happy blend between both Shatner and Pine. So I think, like if they keep him, it will work out because he actually seems like he's doing pretty good. And
For
it
them,
really goes my theory that they're going to make Strange New Worlds a continuing thing
yes.
where you have Pike going for a while, then it hands off to Kirk, and then Kirk takes over for a while, and then maybe they make it a continuing series, so on and so on and so on. We finally might get to see all the fucking eras. That would be fun.
It will, yeah. And then season, fun fact, real quick fun fact: season 2 of Stranger Worlds has wrapped production. It is very possible we either get it in December or we get it at this. We get it May of
We
next year, but there's a
we
very slim
won't get
chance.
we won't get it. Yeah, we won't get it this year. There's no way. 'Cause they got Discovery. Still that might pop up, but I think Picard season 3
I think what
is
they're
due
gonna,
before all that.
yeah. So I think what they're gonna do. So we're waiting on Lower Decks, which is either this month or next. Prodigy's got to finish up, and then Picard season 3 is confirmed February of 2023 because it's going to compete with Mandalorian February of 2023.
Yep.
Um,
Now
so
on the 27th, I know they have San Diego Comic Con, and
that could be when they announce
they
Lower Decks.
yeah, I'm thinking. I have a sneaky feeling that's when they're going to announce all of the show dates, or at least for upcoming one, because I know they haven't had a lull in Star Trek like this in a minute.
uh,
It's always been one show after another, after another, after another, after another, after another. Maybe
Justin,
a week at a time.
Justin, we grew up. Okay, I know you are older than I am, but in the '90s, when we had
Yeah, I
one
know.
Trek
I know
show a
how
year,
that used to be. Yeah, I know how it used to be, but we also had it was a lot of it was syndicated, so not everybody got the same stuff all the time,
true.
depending where you were at. So I mean, it was always fresh in some of our eyes, and that was fine. But then again, we also had 20 plus episodes, 30 plus episodes a season,
Yeah,
and seasons ran for almost a whole year, not this
yeah.
10 episodes a season, but that they do nowadays,
And
which is still.
so some fun. Okay, I don't want to say fun because this episode was very much not fun. But so we get Kirk. The actor's name is Paul Wesley. He portrays Kirk. Now, a fun fact though about this: Paul Wesley is older than Will Shatner was when he played Kirk, and he's supposed to be playing a Kirk that's still a new captain. So, a man who's in his
Yeah, but
forties is so Paul Wesley is very much older than what Will Shatner was.
he doesn't look it, so that's okay.
Yeah, true. The makeup department and good genetics, you're good.
Yep.
So we get that. Of course, they come up with the same exact plan. Get the bird of prey trapped in the comet's tail and so on. But then it goes awire from there. But still, in a way, ends the same because again, the Romulan commander is one of those that does not want an endless war. He is a man of logic, which, of course, they find out the Romulans and Vulcans look very much alike. Um, but we had some fun ones. Uhura, uh, wearing her traditional uniform we see from the original series.
Mhm.
Spock is now first officer. We don't know for the moment what happened to Una, and we get. And Justin, how did you feel about this one? We get La'an giving a hug.
Yeah, I've seen that one, and we also hear Scotty.
Yeah. Oh no, no, hold on. We get Scotty, but how did you La'an, Chief of Security La'an, who can fight a Gorn, give a hug?
Well, there you go.
That was actually pretty weird. Like, okay, I get it, but then when Pike says, "Oh, well, have you talked to Una?" and she's like, "Well, nobody can," and then me and Leia were like, "Wait, what?" So of course they get through the whole process of the episode. We get amazing visual effects, and I want to say this: what they learned their mistake from Picard season 1. There was no cookie cutter ships this time when a fleet came in. We see all the different classes of Romulan ships. All
Yeah, I mean, here's what pissed me off about
uh oh,
Picard season
here
one.
here we go.
They claim that, because of COVID. I was like, come on. I know people on YouTube that can churn out
Yeah,
battle scenes quicker than that. There's no excuse
yeah. For
for
the
using a copy and paste, please.
I
I mean, it just made it look so tacky, and
and
I mean, there's no excuse.
I would have forgiven them like if there was like two or three of the same ship. Yeah, cool. But 50, no.
I
um.
mean, it's slightly different. No, nope.
So we get the Romulan fleet come in, and as they have the agreement, Pike is like, "Hey, we'll do this." The Romulan commander's on board, but the way the Romulans are, they're like they destroy the ship. Now we have seen them do this before, granted in the future per their timeline, but in TNG in Next Generation, we see the Romulans
Right.
kill their own to keep the lid on it. And in this episode, we basically find out where they get that from. They kill the commander and his crew for having agreed to a ceasefire, and it's like, damn. So we get a hard hitting one, and it was very well done. And we Pike comes back. He's talking to his older self, and we get a very tender moment with Spock. Spock calls him Chris, Tier, and we find out what happens to Una. Justin, did you? Okay, I want to say we knew this was coming. I'm confused,
Yeah.
and I want to see if you can help me out here. Una gets arrested because she's an Illyrian, and because they
Mm,
genetically modify themselves, that is illegal in the Federation. I
right.
swear, I swear that the Federation knew, and he was fighting to keep her. So did they not say anything, or because they just walk up and
Uh,
arrest her?
yeah. Apparently, yeah. They just literally just arrested her. So apparently, Pike. No, they didn't tell Pike they was going to do it until they came and got her. So
Right.
yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes season two because Pike looked pretty fucking pissed.
Yeah. And, no, you're right. Like, Pike did know, but I mean, like, I thought they told the Federation. Like, I thought Starfleet knew, and he was going to go to a bat for her because he's not going to let them take away his first officer, and that's what they did. And this is points out before we move on. So for the season finale of Star Trek, this season one, Una is of course arrested. She's taken away. So we got Scotty. We know Scotty is an engineer. We don't know if he's chief, but we're going to assume he's the chief engineer. With Una gone, this falls in line with when Majel Barrett played her, because Majel Barrett continued to play Nurse Chapel. She only
Mhm.
played Una in one or two episodes. So is this where we see the end of Una, like sending her off the way she was supposed to send off in TOS?
Well, we know eventually she comes back, so uh, we'll have to see what happens here. 'Cause, I mean, they're trying to reinvent the wheel here, which they
Yes.
really should. There's a lot of things wrong with the original series.
And
Like,
as we close out our season one review for Star Trek, Justin, I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna let you go first on this one. And this is a question I just read about an hour before. About okay, well, it's 9 o'clock. 2 hours before we're supposed to go live. Um, should they retcon and not let Pike die?
I mean, that's what I'm starting to think might happen. Um, because it really wouldn't affect the events at large. I mean,
Because
if you look at it in the long run, I mean, okay, if as long as this event didn't happen and the balance of terror happens, Kirk eventually becomes captain of the Enterprise, which now Pike knows
mm-hmm.
must happen, then he can still avoid the training cruise.
And here's another interesting fact. This isn't to stoke anything. Robert April in the original series was a Caucasian male. In this series, he's black, which is fine. I had no issue with that. I was just like, oh, okay.
But then again, the original series, the animated series, where they showed Robert April, the person that illustrated the animation, was colorblind. So,
Oh God. But I mean, so what they do is they already retcon something. Fine with it. The guy who plays Robert April was great. He got his 2 episodes. Hopefully we see more of him.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I really don't care if they retcon anything. I really don't care if they retcon all of TOS. TOS was for that time frame.
but
It,
if they do retcon, this creates a third timeline. We have the
that
Prime, we have Prime Kelvin, and if they let Pike live, I'm gonna call it the Pike timeline.
I mean, I'm okay with you know a new timeline with rebooted universe. I mean, you know that's what they were trying to do with the movies, but you just can't really do that in the movies and keep it consistent. You can, however, do that on the TV
And
or the streaming service.
if they let Pike live, they have to let Sam Kirk live.
No, Kirk's gotta die. No,
uh,
no,
you can't have it both
Kirk.
ways, Justin. If you let
Yeah,
Pike
I
live, you
can't.
gotta
Yeah,
let.
I can't. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't.
All right, Justin.
I can have it any way I want.
Anything else you want to add to the finale of Strange New Worlds?
Let's see here. The Spock death scene. Or
Yes. Okay.
well, I don't think he was dead yet, but he was close to it. Yeah, that was pretty
He was. Yeah.
punching.
Chapel described it as he was still alive, but she said if he makes it, he won't be the same.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty gut wrenching. Let's see here. I think we cover all the other bases.
And one
The
thing,
actor that played the base commander, holy shit, he did a one-on-one performance
yes, he did.
of the original Balance Terror, and yeah, he was really really good. He was really good. Like they even showed him getting sucked out of the station. That was pretty fun.
Actually, and one more thing about the Spock death scene is that when Older Pike and I'll say Prime, Older Pike and Prime Pike are talking, he does tell him that in every oh my god, damn it, in every timeline Spock has to live. When if Spock dies, the war always happens. So he said, in order for everything to be copacetic, in order for everything to be the way it has to be, Spock has to live. And that makes sense because if we think about it, aside from Chief Miles Edward O'Brien being the most important person in Starfleet history, Spock is very much in that role because from his role from TOS to the Kittimer Accords to Peace with Romulus, he is the center point. And if Spock dies, that all goes down.
Yep. Well, if
But
Kirk dies, it's even worse.
exactly. So Pike now, and Justin's right on this one. If they let Pike live, it doesn't change much. It might change when if Kirk becomes captain of the Enterprise, but I don't think it overall changes that much because Kirk is still going to be captain and he's still going to be his arrogant self. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, if anything, Pike knows that Kirk has to become captain of the Enterprise for things to move on. So I wouldn't be surprised at the end of season 2 if that does not happen. And then Pike moves into more of a support role
I wouldn't. That would
like
be fine.
Halo is now.
I still want to see before we move on. I still want to see that we get 5 years of Pike as captain of the Enterprise. Let him finish out his 5 year mission, and then since we saw this war 7 years in the future, then maybe they could use that sixth season or start in five if I was running it, and then move the transition like you said, make Pike a supporting person, and go from there.
Yeah, we really don't know how long they want to keep
No,
Pike
we
as,
don't.
and we don't know how long Mountain wants to play one character because he's a hot commodity now, so he's going to want to do other projects and
But he is pulling a Tom Holland. Tom Holland wants to keep playing Spider Man. Anson Mount wants to keep playing Pike, so that's a good thing. We don't know how long, but that's a good thing.
all right.
Moving on. So that's it. That's it. Wraps up for Star Trek: Strange New World season one. Again, season two has wrapped production. Expected about the same time next year, about May June. And moving into our final review of the night. Holy shit, the boys. The
Man, another one not to let your kids watch. Jesus
oh,
Christ.
the boys delivered an astounding season finale. Um, I don't even know where to start. I know from the
Listen, Booger's dying. Quite possibly, Boimer 2.0 is dying.
they're not going to kill Huey.
I mean, did you not notice at the end of the episode where he was grabbing his stomach?
No, he's okay. Okay, hold on. he's fine. Butcher might die, but here's how that's going to play out. So Huey never took that other dose of Temp V, and he's going to be okay. My bet is he's going to be okay. Huey, you kill Huey and I riot. um,
That's Flamer 2.0. I mean, seriously.
he was
He's
Huey
better
before he was
Flamer.
Boimer. He was Huey before he was
Yeah,
Boimer.
but still, whenever I see him, I see
You see
Blamer.
Boimer. um, so the episode gets into the nitty gritty right away. Kimiko gets her powers back. Of course, she takes Compound V, and Homelander, of course, now knows Soldier Boy is his father, and not in traditional way. Soldier Boy didn't. I'm gonna say it, Soldier Boy didn't fuck some random broad and there he is. No, they did harvest his either his sperm, his DNA, something, and they made Homelander. So Homelander's his kid by biological purposes, and Black Noir knows this, and he comes, and I didn't see this coming, but yeah, he did think about taking that third. Oh, my friend Jacob, yeah, he did think about taking that third dose, but
Yeah, he did.
I didn't see Black Noir death coming. I didn't. I knew. Okay, I'm not against
I
Homelander.
saw it coming. I
um,
saw it coming.
when Noir said he didn't want to help, he kept saying we need to kill Soldier Boy. I was like, okay, there you go. He's gonna help Homelander, and Homelander punched him, basically Superman Joker status. It's like, oh, and Noir is dead. So, there were a couple of fucked up moments. Okay, there were a lot of fucked up moments in
A
this
lot of
episode.
fucked up moments in this. This whole season was one giant fucked up from Hero Gas, especially Hero Gasm.
Poor Frenchie, he missed it.
God damn it. I'm sorry. The Flying Dodo. No.
So in this episode, Homelander he is in power. He is in control. Um, and that's true. Overmick. Noir was Homelander's best bet to beat Soldier Boy, and he killed him because at the end of the episode, we see Homelander is going to kill Soldier
Yeah.
Boy because he hit Ryan, and for the for the brief 5 seconds, Butcher and Homelander were on the same team.
That was badass.
Um, so in the part Homelander's officially in power. He controls whatever the Deep does, and he of course had the Deep kill the vice presidential candidate. A Train is I honestly think A Train is going to flip because of what happened with his brother. Even though his brother told him I don't want to see you anymore, I think A Train is going to finally develop a conscience, and he's going to not so much flip on Homelander, but I think he's going to leave and
Yeah.
not become one of the boys, but he's definitely not going to be part of VOT anymore. So I think he's going to have a change of. Oh God, I can't believe I said this. Change of heart. Oh my God.
Where's my boo emojis? Damn it.
Uh,
That's bad. That's bad. Bad.
it
Well,
was.
I mean,
Uh,
it was a Blue Falcon move
so
punch.
it was. Right here. So we'll get to. So Jacob's asking what we think will happen with Ryan. So here, okay. Ryan did not follow Butcher's advice. Butcher told him at the end of season 2, what did I tell you? Don't be a cunt. Ryan became a cunt. um, when Homelander did what was teased in season 2, where he just basically blasted everybody in season 2, but it was a dream. In this one, I get Homelander. Okay, now this is gonna sound messed up. I get Homelander's reaction, and I find it semi justified. He threw this random dumbass bystander throws something and hits Ryan, and Homelander kills him. As a parent, I'm gonna knock his ass out. Like, yeah, you don't throw something and hit my kid.
Mm-hmm.
But when Homelander killed him, Homelander's face goes from protection of Ryan to oh shit, like he realized he just done fucked up. When there's silence and all of a sudden the people now start cheering that he killed the guy, I'm like, oh. And then he gets that, he goes from awkward smile to evil, I'm gonna kill everybody smile. And then Ryan, his transformation to the dark side is complete.
Yep.
I do think Ryan is going to follow in Homelander's footsteps. I believe he's gonna let he knows how to fly now. In that time, so he now knows how to fly. He has his own heat vision. He's gonna Homelander's gonna train him, and yeah. Um, so I think
Like
Ryan's.
when that guy went pop, I'm like just sitting there, just, everybody was like stunned silence. I was just like, uh oh.
Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Justin, do you remember this? My friend Jacob said I know somebody started the cheering. It was MM's the father, not the father-in-law. Damn it, Janine's stepdad. He started the cheering.
Huh.
Did he start the? Oh shit!
I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
oh shit! It was Janine's stepdad that started the cheering.
Oh,
Oh
I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
oh wow. Okay, that just made it even more. So okay, Mother's Milk is
And then of course, Maeve's still alive.
yes. Oh, Maeve got her happy ending. Okay, it wasn't so much happy taking out Soldier Boy, but she got her happy ending.
Oh, she got her ass whooped, but yeah, so I
Girl,
lost her powers, ass whooped.
I don't know, man. She distracted Homelander long enough and took out Soldier Boy. So I don't know. I wouldn't call that an ass whooping. But so yeah, so wow, her stepfather started that cheering. That's even okay. That's damn. That's gonna.
Two,
Whew.
and then the two vault employees at the end that don't realize that Maeve was still alive, just
Yeah,
casually deleting the files. I bet they're gonna start turning.
I won't be surprised on that one. So that was Ashley and her assistant. Ashley, they see the video and they deleted it. So my thing is, they're either going to get her Compound V again, or she is dead. Like since the file is deleted, Maeve is dead. Homelander believes Maeve is dead. Everybody in the world does, except for what, 6 people. So let's see. Maeve didn't. Yeah, see, Maeve didn't lose the fight. She threw in the towel to save Starlight. So Maeve became a hero. How she said nobody's a hero. Maeve became a hero in that moment when she took out Soldier Boy. Um, Now the fight between Butcher, Huey, Homelander, Soldier Boy, Starlight, and Maeve, that was a great brawl. Um, when Soldier Boy tells Homelander, he goes, "I wish I could have been there to not raise." I don't know the exact, but basically say not raise such a pussy. And I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I'm like, damn. So that fight, of course, starts. He hits Ryan, Butcher, and Homelander tag team and laser his ass down. And I'm sorry, we got an Avengers Endgame callback with the broken
Oh,
with this broken shield. Um, his shield breaks. Very, very 100% reminiscent of when Roger's shield breaks in Avengers Endgame because of Thanos. This breaks because of the heat vision. Um, and another one that people were making fun of is when Starlight gets all that power and just knocks out Soldier Boy for that 5-10 seconds. And so
where the fuck was that before?
all that for a drop of blood. For an Infinity War callback. But yeah, so Starlight obviously needs electricity now. When she did that though, when she got all that power, I'm like, she probably could have killed Soldier Boy at that point if she had done it. Like that was one burst, but she could have killed him. But they just let it go when the fight was happening. Um, Now we see, of course, then that's when Maeve takes out Soldier Boy. Eradicated is about to do his radiation burst, and she's of course the one who's hit. And there we go. So Soldier Boy is back in stasis. Maeve is alive, but with her girlfriend slash probably soon to be wife. Um, Huey and Starlight are together. They're my favorite couple from the show, next to Frenchie and Kimiko. They break those couples up. I riot.
Mhm.
um, but Starlight is one of the boys now. She is no longer Starlight. She is just Annie, and she is threw her costume away. And I'm like, girl, get it. Um, but I'm really happy that one of my favorite moments of the episode wasn't so much Homelander getting his ass kicked or Soldier Boy. It was Kimiko's massacre scene
Yes,
with
that was hilarious.
it was not long enough. The song was perfect. The scene was great. It just wasn't long enough with Kimiko getting her maniac massacre scene. I absolutely loved it.
He
Um,
probably could only had permission to use the song for so long with it with their.
yeah, fair enough. It was just one of those things that was so great to just watch her just do her thing. Um, but here we have the complications at the end of the episode. So, as we mentioned, the Deep under Homelander's orders, killed the vice presidential candidate. Who takes over as VP candidate, Justin?
Of course, everybody's favorite senator.
Aubrey, that bitch has got to go. Yes, Newman. She becomes the new VP candidate, the head popper herself. And that's when I knew when I saw her take the place of being VP and what Homelander ordered. Homelander, they're going with the comics where Homelander overthrows the U.S. government. Now, I don't think he's going to overthrow the government, but he's very
Oh
much
yeah,
going to. He's going to
he's
take the.
going
Sorry, what?
he's going to overthrow the government. This Homelander, he's going to overthrow the government. The president's going to come visit him, and he'll just laser him.
Or maybe, yeah, maybe we'll see. Or like, since this is clearly the candidate he wants to win because Newman is VP, then we'll see what's going to happen there. Because if he does win, then Homelander doesn't have to overthrow the government per se, but he's definitely in control. Um, and then of course, Butcher has terminal non-operable cancer because of the use of Temp V, and he's given what 12 to 18 months to live.
Yes.
And of course, he's not. Of course, he's Butcher. He's not going to tell anybody. um, but my thing is again going along with the comics. Butcher is going to end up getting permanent powers, and that will help him heal from the cancer. So he's going to become the very thing he swore to destroy. What do you think, Justin? You think he's going to get
I think there's a side effect to Temp B, and that could be that's what my thought on it. They took it so much of it. It wasn't necessarily death, was necessarily it would give him permanent powers.
right?
Or I mean, yeah, I could see that happening very easily. And everything else the Bolt fucks up, they would fuck up that.
So Jacob and Leia, they're all Newman, and then Obermickey goes sad Obi-Wan noises.
I have the high ground, Anakin.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. um, so Justin, overall, what would you give this season of The Boys? Is it your favorite so
It,
far?
it's been my favorite so far. There's maximum carnage, plenty of dildos, lots of orga. You know, you had a guy inside of a penis at one point. So yeah, it was very interesting season.
And Frenchie missed or hero gasm.
Oh.
As for me, I give this is definitely one of my favorite shows out. Kripke and Peg did not Renee no okay, not Renee, but they promised us they were doing shit that never has been done before, and they did. Like the whole, it's not one of those ones where you think, oh, they're just fluffing it. No, they have done shit that no one has ever
Oh,
done. Um, like the Hero Gasm episode forced the creation of a new legal department at Amazon because of what it contained.
oh my God! So
Yeah.
islands. Oh,
So yeah, that was great. As
and the
for
octopus on the deep's cock was
oh,
probably about the topper of it all.
I love okay his now ex-wife at the end. Oh yeah, and I think Oprah right. I think they rocked the boat and inspired Invincible, and I'm loving. I'm hoping Invincible comes back soon. Um, at the end of the episode, we see the Deep eating away his emotions because his now ex-wife. I love the title of her book, In Too Deep. Oh man, it was so perfectly titled. Um, but yeah, so that's gonna. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. So I know you guys are active in my chat and our Facebook. Let us know what you guys thought of the boys. Now, personally, for me, it's up there. This is the best season yet. They keep upping the ante and they keep delivering. This is very rare. A show does this.
Yes, and in their in the spin-off show that they have, it has been confirmed that they will be
Oh
doing
yes,
crossovers with the boys.
Varsity. Yes, they will be crossing over. There will be characters from the boys crossing over into Varsity. So we will not have to worry about will they, won't they? They have already confirmed there will be. So it is called The Boys Presents Varsity. They start filming soon, but there is no official release date at the moment. Uh,
Right.
and so
That also brings us to another conundrum. So, with Strange New Worlds going off,
yes,
last week, and no Star Wars content for a minute. Thank God. And all we have to review is the Orville. So, if you all would want to see some topics you want us to cover or
Oh
some
yeah,
shows you'd like us to cover, drop us a link, post in the Facebook group. Let us know what you would like to see. Comment under our video. Let us know. We are open to ideas. We are kind of thinking about going back and doing like a Marvel movie review or a Star Trek movie review.
we do
You
have.
know,
So I actually have two topics for next week, and I want to save them for the next Saturday, the 16th, because again we only have Orville. So there are two topics I'm going to save for that. But as Justin said, if you guys have ideas, let us know. And here's
it's going to be a really short show.
but as far as topics we have to close out our show tonight, we have one of the first ones. This is Xbox announcing something. Xbox announces they are no longer supplying Xbox 360 games to Game Pass because they said, "quote We have reached our limit we have reached the limit of our ability to bring 360 games to the catalog. However, games with gold will continue to include exciting Xbox One titles and exclusive savings each month." This tells me they are not going to basically redo any 360 games that they're done, and any of the ones they were going to do, they're now out. They're done. Um,
Well, I can see that one because I have noticed with playing on that one is there are some issues with crossplay between
okay.
XS and Xbox One users and whatnot, and I can see them have when they do this in order to keep crossplay. I think because crossplay is very popular. I got a lot of friends that I play games with through PC and Xbox compatibility, on the regular. So I can see having one of the problems we run into is whenever one of us try to play somebody on Xbox One. So I can kind of understand why they're taking this route. I know some are kind of law against it, which I mean I can understand that, but eventually y'all know you're gonna have to get another console. That's the way things go.
And I don't hear, and the way I read the email, like because they leaked the email, or not leaked it, they just put the email out there. They're not taking away what they've already put out. They're just not giving
Right,
you more. So if you still,
right.
so you're not losing anything. You're just not getting more.
So,
Um,
like, if they get a new game release, it's not going to be it's not going to be
right.
Xbox One and then Xbox XS or anything like that. It's going to be the newest generation Xbox, which makes sense because that's a lot of money for cross compatibility.
Right. So not so it's kind of sucks, but I get it. So, but again, guys, you're not losing anything. You're just not they're just not going to give you more. And staying on the gaming topic, I know you guys have seen the meme. We'll just go. They're 10, but EA dug themselves a hole. EA
When
tweet.
is EA in the hole? Come
Oh,
on,
this
it's
one's
EA.
bad. So EA did a tweet that stated they're 10, and here's what it goes on to say because it goes tweet says they're 10, but they like single player games.
Oh no,
EA
no.
got EA got roasted so hard. Fans not only made a new meme of the whole they're 10, but they started calling them out for games like the Dead Space remake, Battlefield 2042.
Which is trash.
They,
They're both trash.
they're 10, but they play Battlefield 2042. That was one of the memes. Looking at you, Joe.
Oh, 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 or they're 10, or they don't come on the podcast.
Yes. Actually, no. They're 10, but they haven't finished Lucifer season 6.
Ross.
Yep. I love you, Ross.
Hey, Ross.
But EA did take it in stride. They did not delete the tweet. In fact, I want to say they backtracked, but I'll give them credit. They took it in stride. They kept the tweet and they acknowledged, okay, hey, that was our bad. So they just if you play single player games, you're not a 10, you're an 11. It's like okay, you tried to save it, okay.
Yeah, they did a very good job of saying it, though.
So we have that's it for our gaming topics. As far as now, this is our roundtable, our quick one. I'm going to start with this one. You fans asked for it, and we're getting it. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are reprising their characters again because we did get them in No Way Home and Hawkeye as Kingpin and Daredevil. but not in the Daredevil show just yet. They will be reprising their roles in the spin-off series Echo. They have begun filming their
What?
parts. Huh?
Oh, I thought there was another Marvel series. I was just,
Yeah, so the Marvel series Echo, which is a spin-off of the Hawkeye series when she fought him in that one, um, Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox are reprising their roles as Kingpin and Daredevil, respectively, and they will be in the show. Now, this is, of course, coming on the heels of that Disney is going to do a Daredevil series as a soft reboot from the Netflix series. So they will get their first. We will get our first taste of Daredevil as Daredevil and Kingpin in Echo, and then
Mhm.
moving on to the Daredevil series that Disney's producing. So, what do you think of that, Justin? What do you think of us actually going to finally see Daredevil and Kingpin on screen together again since Netflix?
As long as it's better than Netflix series, I will be get to go with that.
Okay, of the Netflix series, Daredevil was the best one. They did handle that one very, very well. As far
Let me
as
see.
Luke Cage and
Oh,
and Iron Fist, they handled Jessica Jones and Daredevil very well. Um, Now there is a leak rumor that Kristen Ritter is in the She-Hulk series as Jessica Jones.
ooh, that would make sense.
It would make sense, and I would hope that she is in there because she is a PI, and She-Hulk is a lawyer, so this would make sense for their paths to cross. Now it is a rumor. Comicbook.com did stress this is the leaker who leaked it has been right before, but they're saying take it with a grain of salt if she does not show up in the show. So we'll see. But if Jessica Jones pops up as She Hulk and we have Daredevil returning, this is only going to pump fans up more to get a proper Iron Fist and bring back Luke Cage. Um, and this is okay. So Justin does not have his camera on. Justin was not feeling well, so he doesn't want anybody to see. You know, his face is tired. He's getting over being sick. But if I could see Justin's face with this next topic, Justin, this was put here specifically for you. Any of you fans of the Batman and Robin movie. For those of you who say it was a masterpiece, for those of you who say it was the greatest Batman movie ever made, Justin, the Heritage Auctions is putting up, you ready? George Clooney's bat nipple bat suit up for auction, and the current bid is at $40,000.
I mean, like anybody could wear it. That was actually formed per Clooney's body. So good luck, or his stunt double.
Leia,
So
Leia,
good luck.
Leia said no one says that about Batman and Robin. I know, but I'm just saying. So there you go. If we could see Justice's face right now, the bat nips
Oh, you're getting a look. You're getting a look because yeah, you're getting a look.
Batnips is going up for auction. Again, it is at Heritage Auctions. The current bid is for $40,000. Now, this was as of 2 days ago when I posted the article. Now, I don't know when the sale is going to be complete, but 40 grand. Somebody wants that bat nipple suit.
God, no. No. Why did they say that? It's latex. Latex doesn't last this. Oh man.
Leia, we'll do bat nipples later. She goes, I want bat nipples. Oh man,
Oh, coming up soon, Greg's OnlyFans.
yeah, coming up. This is no lie. Justin has an OnlyFans. That's coming
I do
soon.
not. It is not. It is
It's
not
coming
active.
soon.
No, it's not active. It's not active. I'm keep putting that out there. No
Co-
one's supposed to know about that.
Coming soon, everybody. Coming soon.
I hate you.
That's gonna close it out for us.
Leia, smack him.
Oh my god. Oh man. So, folks, we do apologize. We thank you for your guys' patience, and we did get a bit of a bad start here. So, what happened in the short run is we thought Justin was having issues. He kind of was, but it was just more or less he couldn't hear me. When we decided to go live the first time, the service we use, Melon app, decided to just shit on us. We couldn't go
Kick
live.
us all out. They
Yes.
said, nope, not happening. You're done.
So we do thank you guys for the patience. We do thank you for actually tuning in tonight. Had some great viewership. We hope you enjoyed the show. So as Justin stated, we would like you guys, if you want to, on our Facebook page, pitch some topics. We will have only the as far as the show, we will have only Orville to review this coming week. I do have two topics we will be talking about next week. As a heads up, this will also be for discussion, so we can read what you guys say. One of my topics I have: remastered games. Are they good for gaming or shameless cash grabs? And for those of you who have been catching up and you are on pace with it, Phase 4 of the MCU, do they know what they want to do?
I
So,
got my answer for those right now.
those are topics we're going to be discussing on Saturday. Um, and of course, the Orville. So, again, guys, you have shows you want to say, hey, if you guys watch this show, can you talk about it? Let us know. Also, we do plan to go live this Saturday, the 16th. But,
God forbid, as long as nothing winds up going away this week like it did. Yeah, it's been a wild week, folks.
it has. But we're getting things going. We do appreciate you guys' patience. We do love that you're tuning in. We thank you so much for the support. As
Absolutely.
now, if you are watching via my Twitch, I have started a Patreon. Now, this is for helping out with the
Miss Self
channels.
promotion.
Yes, same shameless self promotion. This does go towards our channel. This goes for helping out with our podcast. Goes for helping out actually getting
Yeah.
merchandise made. Justin will be
Look,
getting his going as well as soon as he can.
yeah, look, folks. Running this stuff isn't cheap, and with everything as high as it is, neither one of us are employed. I'm on disability. It's really, you know, it's fun to put on, but like we're starting to have to look at priorities here. So any help that you toss our way will be grateful, and we will make you channel VIPs. You'll get
Yes,
we'll talk about perks where eventually, like maybe you'll get a chance to come on and join the show, or something like that.
but yeah, you
But
guys,
yeah,
it'll be about perks. Like I said, this is going for helping us out. So again, we do appreciate the support and help, and watching us also helps us out a lot as well. So if you guys are tuning in, that does help us out a lot too. Um,
especially if you go to my Twitch, so I can get my three
yes,
average viewers I need, so I can get affiliate. That would be great.
but until then, guys, so we do thank you for tuning in. We all hope you have a great rest of your night. We will see you guys on Saturday. Remember, I'm stealing Justin's line now. Spay New
That's
Year
what I'm saying.
plushies. Justin, go ahead and close
Nope.
this out. Close this out, Justin. We'll see you guys later. Have a good night.